So, all right, folks, here we go. Condoleezza Rice was on The View, and she apparently spoke about critical race theory in K-12 classrooms. Now, let's get a recap. As we all know, critical race theory is not in K-12 classrooms. Critical race theory is like a college-level academic lens of analysis. So, why would a former Secretary of State be discussing critical race theory in regards to K-12 classrooms if it does not exist? Now, is she advocating for critical race theory in classrooms? Is she advocating against it? Who knows? All I know and all I can tell you right now is that it does not exist in these classrooms. So with that being said, let's listen.
The whole issue of critical race theory and what is and is not being taught. I come out of an academic institution, and this is something that academics debate. What is the role of race and so forth? And let me be very clear. I grew up in segregated Birmingham, Alabama. I couldn't go to a movie theater or to a restaurant with my parents. I went to segregated schools till we moved to Denver. My parents never thought I was going to grow up in a world without prejudice, but they also told me that's somebody else's problem, not yours. You're going to overcome it, and you are going to be anything you want to be. And that's the message that I think we ought to be sending to kids. One of the worries that I have about the way that we're talking about race is that it either seems so big that somehow white people now have to feel guilty for everything that happened in the past.
Okay, so I'm just going to let you all know. I'm a white person, okay? So as a result of me being a white person, I know a lot of white people, and I'm going to tell you this right now. Not a single white person that I know feels bad about being white. I'm just going to tell you right now. And I'm certainly going to tell you that not a single white person is being taught to feel bad. Now, I see a lot of dumb motherfuckers like Condoleezza Rice out there, a lot of dumb fuck motherfuckers that are talking about this conspiracy theory that just mentioning that the United States has been a racist country since its inception. If you just mention that in any capacity, all of a sudden, white guilt. Oh, we all got to apologize for our ancestors or whatever the fuck. No one thinks that. I mean, yes, there are some weirdos on the internet, maybe on Twitter, that think that, but that's certainly not being taught in K-12 classrooms. So I don't understand what the fuck this means, but let's continue.
Don't think that's very productive. Or black people have to feel disempowered by race. I would like black kids to be completely empowered, to know that they are beautiful in their blackness, but in order to do that, I don't have to make white kids feel bad for being white.
So now I agree with that. Except I have no idea what this has to do with critical race theory. I also have no idea what this has to do with K-12 classrooms. And this is like a classic like Mott and Bailey technique where like there is no critical race theory in elementary school, middle school, or high school. That just does not exist. It's not there. It's like, trying to find, like quantum mechanics and physics in fourth grade. It's just not there. It's not there. And so also critical race theory does not teach white people to feel bad about being white. It teaches them to, hey, maybe don't be racist and maybe try to understand what you may have learned as a child that could be racist, as well as be in, acknowledging systemic racism and how it affects people that aren't you. That's what it is. Now, again, obviously the message, black people should be empowered. Everyone should be empowered. We should all be equal in society. Duh. That's an easily defendable thing, but it has nothing to do with critical race theory. And so, again, Condoleezza Rice is stupid. She was the Secretary of State under George W. Bush, so she has to be a dumb motherfucker. And so I just wanted to play this because, again, the right is peddling this out there because, of course, Condoleezza Rice is black, and so therefore that means that she's allowed to just promote conspiracy theories. That's okay. If you're a black Republican, you can say whatever racist, dumb fuck shit you want, and it's all good. That's what their role is in the Republican Party, and it's just kind of gross. It's the same thing with, like, Caitlyn Jenner. Their role is to be the people in the Republican Party that advocate against themselves. And again, it's just so stupid. Again, critical race theory is not being taught in third grade. A third grader is not being taught, yep, white people are bad, black people are, worse off still, or whatever. That's not what they're being taught in third grade. An accurate recount of history and the genocide of indigenous people and, how we had slavery, the idea of people as property, that is not critical race theory. That is just history. And if, again, these people are trying to politicize history as if, some white person, my white fucking ancestors didn't own slaves, right? So should I feel bad? No one thinks that. Like, no one thinks that every white person should feel bad. But what people do think is that white people do benefit from the system that slavery created. I absolutely benefit from that system. And so I want to use my beneficiaries to fight against the remnants of that system, because I'm not a fucking dumb fuck motherfucker. But again, this whole thing with critical race theory, I really don't understand. And they're parading around these black Republicans and they're doing all this stupid ass bullshit. And it's just cringe. It's cringe. The Republican Party is cringe. All of their little fucking stupid ass fucking like mouthpieces are cringe. I hate them all. I hate Trump. I hate Bush. I hate all of their administrations. Every single one of them is stupid. Colin Powell's a fucking idiot still. And you know, you're not, oh, you got the other Secretary of State from the Bush administration to talk about critical race theory. I don't, you know, now that Colin Powell's dead, you can only get one of them. So I mean, it's just, the whole thing is stupid. These people are dumb. So that's all I have to say on that one. But we got some other we got some real dumb fuck motherfuckers out here.